Oil built modern nations. Gold crowned kings. But before both, there was salt. The crystal that shaped borders, built empires, and even started revolutions. The world's first currency wasn't metal, it was flavor. And believe it or not, every paycheck you earn today still carries the trace of that story. Hi, I'm Monica, and this is Kitchionista News, where food meets history, culture, and politics. Today, we'll uncover how salt, something that sits quietly on your table, once decided who lived, who ruled, and who rebelled. For most of human history, salt wasn't just seasoning, it was survival. Before refrigeration, it was the only way to keep food, meat, and fish from rotting. Without salt, armies couldn't march, sailors couldn't explore, and kingdoms couldn't feed their people. In ancient Rome, soldiers received a salary, payment to buy salt. That Latin root gives us our modern word, salary. And get this, some regions use powdered salt in place of coins, weighing it like treasure. It was white gold, small enough to carry, precious enough to fight wars over. Across Sahara, salt caravans stretched for miles. In medieval Mali, slabs of salt were traded for equal weight in gold. In China, around 2500 BCE, governments realized they could grow richer just by controlling it. What started as a mineral soon became the foundation of economies and a tool for power. China's emperors established a salt monopoly over 2,000 years ago, arguably the world's first state-run industry. The revenue funded roads, soldiers, and palaces. Meanwhile, in the Mediterranean, salt carved the destiny of cities like Venice. The Venetians didn't just sell silk or spices. They mastered the salt trade and taxed it ruthlessly. Every shipment that passed through paid Venice's treasury, fueling its rise as a maritime power. In Africa, the city of Timbuktu thrived where salt caravans met gold traders. If you controlled salt, you controlled trade, and by extension, people. Even medieval Europe's social classes were marked by salt. Nobles feasted above the salt cellars. Commoners sat below them, literally below the salt, a phrase still used today to mark social rank. Salt wasn't just in food, it was also in hierarchy. Where there's control, there's rebellion. In France, the monarchy's salt tax, the gabelle, became so unbearable that it fueled outrage leading up to the French Revolution. Citizens were arrested for secretly boiling seawater to make their own salt. A century and a half later, the British Empire repeated history. They taxed salt in India, claiming salt rights to harvest it, for a substance every human needed to live. Even in the heat of India, people had to pay the crown to have it. In 1930, Mahatma Gandhi decided enough was enough. He led a 240-mile march to the Arabian Sea, picked up a handful of salt, and said, "With this, I am shaking the foundations of the British Empire." That act, the Salt March, wasn't just a protest. It was a declaration that power belongs to the people, not to those who claim ownership of the basics of life. Definitely, a handful of salt changed the course of history. Chemically, salt is simple, sodium and chlorine. But socially, it's everything. It preserves life, flavors food, and for centuries, symbolized purity and loyalty. In religious rituals, salt sealed covenants. In the Bible, Lot's wife turned to salt as a symbol of divine finality. In Japanese tradition, salt wards off evil. The human body itself holds the same salinity as ancient seas. We are, quite literally, made of salt water. No wonder it became a metaphor for permanence. Salt of the earth, a phrase used to honor humble, honest people. Fast forward today, salt is cheap, abundant, but still powerful. The global salt industry is worth nearly $30 billion yearly. Nearly half of it goes not into our kitchens, but into machines, factories, chemical plants, and roads. Meanwhile, the culinary world has rebranded it. Pink Himalayan, smoked, black lava, truffle infused, turning survival necessity into luxury status. And in health politics, salt remains controversial. The World Health Organization warns of excessive sodium, while food corporations lobby to keep products palatable. The salt wars continue, no longer fought with swords or marches, but with marketing and legislation. From currency to empire, from protests to pink crystals on your brunch table, salt has never been ordinary. It flavored history, influenced revolutions, and still seasons our politics. So the next time you reach for that tiny shaker, remember, you're touching the same substance that once measured wealth, loyalty, and freedom. I'm your foodie anchor, Monica, and this is Kitchionista News. Subscribe for the next chapter in The Price of Salt, where the story gets even more flavorful.